I know this is probably kind of dumb and snotty, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but one of my weird ticks is that if your fantasy book is titled A Blank of Blank and Blank, I'm not reading it. I'm not going to read it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Another one of my problems is I don't really understand, like, what do people mean by a plot? What is a plot twist? I was trying to write in there. I was trying to say something. I wonder how many authors have received accolades about plot twists they put in their books and didn't actually intend to make it a plot twist per se, just to be twisting the plot. The point was to say something about, the world that we have. But it seems to me like when we say plot twist, what we mean is unfulfilled expectations. Or because I've had books I've wrote out pretty clearly, straightforward, and I've had trade reviewers come back and say this book is full of twists and turns, and it's a roller coaster. And maybe I just am just not fulfilling the reader's pre-existing expectations. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's not important. Another struggle that I have is I know the whole book talk recommendation system is to attract readers by talking about tropes, and I'm an Aspie, and so it's really hard for me to try to bridge the gap of how the reader is going to see my books when stacked up against what other writers write, because I read the things that I enjoy. I don't really know what other writers are writing in my genre, because I don't just read fantasy, and I'm not really trying to do that. I'm not trying to write the next the Kingdom of the Sword, or the next blank of blank and blank. I don't know how to recommend my own book. Yeah, anyway, it's also not something that's all that important, but there. Like, am I crazy? Somebody explain this to me, please. I guess maybe my struggle is that maybe sometimes we try to frame books in a certain way so as to try to attract readers, or talk about books in certain ways that can actually mislead people into thinking that books are about something that they're not, and then that those unintentionally unfulfilled expectations, those points that we're actually trying to make in the book, can actually lead to missing the point of the book because of how we talk about our books to readers. An author has done their homework and has done storytelling from the ground up, usually have little to nothing to do with the actual point of the book, and it just seems that the way that we often talk about and advertise our books to readers is not intentionally misleading. Like, maybe other authors do actually try to work from the tropes forward and are just trying to counterpoint those ideas with everything that they do in their books. I don't know. I just know that my books, when I write them, I'm not thinking about any of that stuff. I'm not trying to twist the plot. I'm trying to make a point. I'm not trying to fit my book into an Amazon category. I'm trying to say something about our world, and maybe if we talk more about what our books are really about, like my books are not about flying squirrels. They're about learning disabilities and abuse. And maybe if we frame it that way and say, hey, this is what you should be thinking about, then we'll get the right readers. Think more along those lines in how we frame our discussion. That may lead to more organic engagement, more people understanding our books a little better, and lead to a better audience growth and so on and so forth that we're actually looking for. So I get that maybe we're just trying to get the reader to, see the low-hanging fruit. Maybe we're just trying to, but maybe we're getting so wrapped up in doing that like it's like if you're at a supermarket and you see all of the produce aisle is organized not by like fruits or vegetables or their actual nutritious categories, but rather by green or red or large stem, small stem, fuzzy or shiny. And it seems like sometimes that's the way we get wrapped up in talking about our books. Like sometimes just don't hide it. Don't try to make your book about something that it's not really about. Talk about what your book is really about.